Why don't we start this time right here in a little park with a walkway at the corner of Maple and Albatross Streets, and may I introduce you to Waldo. Mr. Waldo Waterman, San Diego-born aviator and inventor in the 1930s of an actual flying car.
Coming out of the garage, it's an automobile, on its way to a hangar to become an airplane.
Yes, a car with a Studebaker engine that motored through traffic, but then it had an additional feature, you see. With its detachable wings, it could take to the skies.
A flying coupe.
The Waterman Aerobile, it was called. There really were several of them built before the Depression grounded his flying car project. And I must tell you, it was just one of his accomplishments. He put together all kinds of private aircraft, Waldo did, including a bi-winged glider back in 1909 when he was at high school in San Diego. But his flying car fascinated the world, of course, so that's Waldo Waterman and his Aerobile. But his wasn't the only flying car idea to come out of San Diego.
These buildings that you see here are the work areas for more than 20,000 Convair employees, designers, engineers, craftsmen.
It's the late 1940s, it's after the war, and a couple of aeronautical engineers working in a hangar at Convair bring this flying car into the light of day. Right then, it probably didn't create much worry in Detroit, but it was just a concept. A little more time, a little more streamlining, and take a look. This is 1947. Behold the Model 118 Convair car. Pretty sleek and stylish. The idea for this San Diego flying car was pretty simple. You make a lightweight car with a sunroof. And then separately, you build a flight section, the wings, an aircraft engine, and propeller. That part stays at the airport when you drive away. Controls for the flight section come down through the sunroof, so as soon as you're connected to the wings, you can fly your car. Convair bought the idea from its two employees, Ted Hall and Tom Falconer, who now had the resources of a major aircraft manufacturer behind them, and the company built 12 cars and a half dozen flight sections. There were stories written around the world about this new automobile with its wings that you kept at the airport. So what happened? Convair wanted military contracts. It was slowly getting out of the consumer market, and it stopped building commercial planes eventually, like the Convair liner and the Convair car. As for what became of the flying cars themselves, well, one of the Convair cars crashed in the mud flats at Chula Vista when it ran out of fuel, but nobody was hurt. And the last one went on display at the old Aerospace Museum in Balboa Park until the night of February 22nd, 1978. The whole museum burned completely. Everything inside was lost, including the only remaining Convair flying car. And what about San Diegan Waldo Waterman's Aerobile? There is one, preserved at the Smithsonian. And something else, here in San Diego, a tribute back in that little park right near Maple and Albatross, park named for Waldo D. Waterman. There's an historical marker on the spot overlooking the canyon where he flew that bi-winged glider back in 1909. And some pictures, along with the story of his flying car. And while it may be that neither of these cars became the soaring success that their San Diego inventors imagined, they still took flight. And someday in the someday, when flying cars are common as Corollas, here's hoping history notes that fact about San Diego.